What I ended up doing was, before I did that, I started holes here, started just tapping it in so that I was able to penetrate the frame here, and then go from the other side and take the screws out, drill up, and you should be good to go. Just making little markings, little holes there to start with. Then I'm going to turn this around, take the screws out of the bottom portion, and then put the screws through the bottom to the top so it'll connect to this. Alright, so once I take the screw out, just end up putting this in through here, and just hand turn it, and should be able to pop out on the other side. Ended up taking a hand Dremel, just with, let's take a look. I first started with the smaller drill bit, around 1/16. I just measured this up, poked holes up top, then came down here, removed these bolts, ended up hand dremeling all the way through, hand drilling all the way through, and then ended up gradually going up higher and higher to the 3/32 drill bit. Once I aligned that, I ended up picking up some screws, which I would highly recommend. Just picking up on Amazon some, they're actually 1 inch long, but they're M3 screws, and they have a hex head, button head socket, which is really important. So I ended up using just a couple more for additional pieces here, so they're always good to have. You turn it around, you can see, have to put that Hop Shop bar on before you actually screw this all in, so just make sure that you do that prior to putting all these bolts in underneath. Ended up putting the spacers, so you pull this down once these are out, put the spacers in. So screws in here, put the spacers in here. On a side note, really important to take out the bearings in these former sockets to put them in to here, just so that you guys aren't missing that. Found out that put the servos in on the back of this frame right here. When I put it in on the front of the frame, it actually lined up with these bars here, so these Hop Shop bars, so I ended up putting it on the back of the frame. When you do order servos, if you get them from Jeffries, make sure you also order 2 separate horns. They come 1 a piece, so make sure you get 2. Another thing you might want to get, and I know I have to do some cable management here, is BEC, so that 20 amp BEC. Beautiful thing about this, it has 2 lines that come out of it, and you could switch from 7.4 volts, 8.4, 9, 12. Got it at 9 right now. That will actually power up all your lights. So I have some lights here, I have some other lights that are going to be going to the vehicle, so that powers that up. As far as these servos, what you have to do also to order from Jeffries is these 2 servos to 1 channel. I would recommend that. Once you put the 2 servos into this 2 servos, and then that second BEC cable into here, that goes right into there, and then powers on immediately. The one thing I will say that you'll need to do with the BEC, of course, is to you're gonna actually have to solder it into the wire here. So I actually had to cut this and then just take a soldering gun and solder the red to red, black to black, and powers up beautifully. So if you just turn it on, see, it's all powered up and ready to go. This is the final part to it. I put lights inside so it'll actually shine underneath. Lights on the interior. It does add a little bit of more weight, but we have the RC Hop Shop. On the screw, I had to put a nut behind it. Got the 2 BECs running into here. So we got the Super Pump Pro Series and the Super Pump Ultra Fast. So it's really been a great build. It's taken me about 2 years to get to this point. Surprisingly, it shouldn't have taken me that long, but it did. Also, shout out to Poncho. Literally, paint jobs are second to none. It does such an excellent work at the paint, as well as Louis Alcala for the trim, and as well as Custom RC lowriders, and of course Jeffries for the wheels and the shocks and the servos and everything in it. So it's been a fun build, and look forward to another one.